So I went on tour in late August, early September, and I made all of my merch from scratch. And then I totally forgot to tell anyone about it or do anything with all these videos that I took. So here we go. This is my room. It's really, really tiny. I don't know how I decided that this was gonna work, but I just was like, I have to make it in here. So I had this little tiny ironing board and I put all of my stuff on it, all my supplies. I thrifted all of these shirts, and then I got some fabric from the fabric store. I already had some embroidery floss at home and all of the kind of sewing supplies that I needed at home. And then I came up with some patterns to make on the shirts. And then past Lizzie is going to tell you about what I actually did. So take it away.
I don't know how to show this to you. Some shirts. This is really odd. I'm not used to using a video camera. I'm making some shirts with some embroidered little tomatoes for Crazy Caprese, and I'll show you all of my supplies, my little setup. So obviously here's this is the shirt I'm currently working on, and then I've got some embroidery floss. I've got this little needle holder which also looks like a tomato. I've got some tomatoes that are gonna go on some of the shirts. This is like the little plant ones because I'm doing plant shirts. Here's what that will look like. I don't know if you can see. Huge mess of stuff on my tiny ironing board. Here's one of the completed ones, but I think I'm gonna put Crazy Caprese down here somewhere. And then there's my Sims, and I've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy because I don't know, it's easy to have on in the background. And yeah, that's what I'm working on. See you on tour. Get a shirt. To make the merch, I kind of had to first sew the initial pattern. So for the Crazy Caprese shirts, I had to sew the stem onto the tomato. And then for the plant shirts, I had to sew the pot, and then I had to sew all of the leaves. And then I had to sew the square onto the shirt. I didn't want it to be super itchy, so I tried to really minimize the amount of sewing that I was going to be doing onto the actual shirt because I didn't want it to be like a bunch of knots and string underneath. And then this is the part where I show you a time lapse of me sewing furiously into the night. I was just, kind of dissociating and watching Grey's Anatomy. I don't really know why I decided to watch Grey's Anatomy during this time. I think I just needed something that felt very different from my life. And then it got really sad and I was like, wow, I cannot finish watching the show. So I only got up to season 12. So I'm not a real true Grey's Anatomy head, I'm sorry to say. Anyway, I really love how the shirts came out. I think they're so whimsical and so unique. And hopefully, if you have my merch, it's held up well and it feels like it's made with lots of love. I sold almost all of them, but if you come see me play in the next couple of months, I'll have one or two at some of my shows in New York, so maybe you can get one of the last ones. Maybe I'll do it again. It was really time consuming. I don't know if it makes sense to do again. We'll see if I have the time and energy to do it again next time I go on tour, which hopefully will happen soon. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye!